Hey, Howard here at 82 Maple, and it's a 0 degrees day. So, hey, we've got snow melting, getting some lights put up here in the sawmill shed. They'll be done by the weekend. So we'll light this place up, which is simply my way of saying thank you for hanging out here with me today. It's a little bit of a low light situation. Not sure exactly how that's going to show up on the video. Just want to remind you, in addition to the YouTube channel, got a little Instagram thing going. Howard Kettner, that should pop it up. And there's some fun little reels on there. I'm not smart enough to do that. I'm a bit of a techno peasant, but hey, I rely on daughter Kelsey for doing the fun stuff around that. What's going on with this log? Got into a cut, and as you can see, I had to back out of it. And there's some chainsaw work and some axe work involved before I could back out. But look at what we found here. Oh, isn't that sweet? That's gotta be the head of about an 8-inch spike, and I just tore a side right off of that. Not sure exactly how well that's showing up on the video, but there were signs that there was something afoot, and that's the purpose of this video. Look at all that sap that we've got running down there in the middle of the log, and not sure if that is the indicator, but there was another nail in here, or is another nail in here, which has discolored the wood. You can see the wood discoloration there. That should have been a clue. And so here's my experience with the blades on this little portable unit. They will handle cutting through 1 or 2 2.5-inch common nails. And without any real big deal, like definitely you hear the tone of the saw change the minute that or the second that you hit one of those nails. So you know you've hit something. After you pass through it, of course, those of you that have had that wonderful experience will know that there's a whole different pitch coming off of a dull blade. And so that gives a clue that there's something afoot. But I've probably had that happen 3 or 4 times. And in this particular log, on my first cut that is now right down on the bottom there, I've turned the log 180 degrees. I actually took out 2 common nails within 1 inch of each other, and the blade sharpened up just fine, no real issues. This one, on the other hand, it was a complete throwaway. It just destroyed the teeth by the time I could get stopped and back it out. And there's a lot of folks will tell you, and certainly in a production situation, you want to be running logs through a magnet, and it should be a powerful one. The hobbyist or casual use magnets are good for 3 to 8 inches. And on this log, both of the nails I've hit now have been 6 inches or deeper into the wood. So clearly there was a fence attached at some time long ago, and I was the recipient of the steel that was put into this particular tree. And at this point, a couple of takeaways. Number one, working around this stuff and with a sawmill, especially if I think that there's going to be a nail in a tree, and this was at this cut came off the very trunk of the key of the tree, it's a great reminder to wear safety glasses. And maybe even bucking pants or chainsaw pants. Because when you hit something like that and there's a saw involved hitting steel, who knows what's going to happen. So better be safe than sorry. And as another takeaway, just relating to cost justification of a magnet versus not having one. To date, I've been keeping a careful log out of the 28 blades that I've used on this sawmill cutting over the last 2.5 years, getting an average of 5 sharpens out of each blade. I've only hit nails 4 times. 3 times they were on a well-used blade, meaning it had been sharpened 3 times or more. So really not a significant financial cost. That big ugly nail and that resulted in a throwaway blade, hey, that was a brand new blade. That tickles a little more at about $30 Canadian arriving at my doorstep, all taxes included. So don't want to be doing that on every log, that's for sure. Hope this helps. And in some fashion, thanks for being part of the journey. Would love it if you, it helps us out just a ton if you like the video, if you subscribe, and do check out the Instagram channel. It's good for a smile or two, I think. Talk soon. But there's more. There's always more around a portable sawmill. We know that. So I want to show you something here. I set up the blade that I was using for a few minutes. I probably made half a dozen cuts after videoing the first part of what you just watched here. And I want to show you over here, right there is where the blade is welded. You can see the difference. And I'm thinking the camera's picking this up pretty good. You can tell smooth, smooth, smooth. Blade was welded there, then ground, and that's what makes those markings. I think I've broken, have to double check the logbook, but 8 blades out of the 28 I've run till I've broken them. This is the first one that I've ever broken where it broke outside of the weld. And again, I just threw this up on the saw assembly for visual purposes and capturing this on video. And these teeth right along here and these teeth right along here, in reviewing the notes of my logbook, are the ones that took the worst beating when I cut through those 2 common nails that I was saying, hey, no big deal. It doesn't matter. We just sharpen it up and carry on. Well, it seemed to have mattered to this particular blade. Wouldn't have changed anything that I did. I stay away from the sides of the saw head when it's operating. And this one actually broke, not in a cut, but I had backed out of, I'd finished a cut, backed up the saw head, and had actually shut the engine off. And it was just slow wheeling to a stop, and poof, there went the blade. So take back everything I said about don't worry about it if you cut through a nail or 2. There's always an exception to every rule, even though that isn't, it was only my rule. Hey, I think that's it. We're going to wrap this up. Still got the 8 fingers and the 2 thumbs. All's good here at 82 Maple.